I know what I told you, but now I'm telling you we're facing a new strain. What? It spreads like the flu.
Impossible.
Fine. Go to the hospital, check it out yourself. Go without a mask, you'll see more clearly. You got 19 dead, you got hundreds more infected, and it's spreading like a brush fire. You got to isolate the sick, and I mean really isolate them, Billy. We got to get everybody else back into the houses. We got to keep them there.
We're doing that, Sam.
No, we're not doing it because I just drove through 100 people. And if one of them has got it, then 10 of them have got it. And if one of them gets out of it, then we're in deep fucking shit.
Oh, not today, Satan. All right, everybody, welcome back to Nothing Yet Live on Good Day Time.
I am your Miss Parker.
And this is the COVID Corner. This is where we talk about stuff and things that have to do with COVID. Thanks, COVID.
Thanks, COVID.
That was one of my
Now we have a
favorite
whole segment.
Yeah, because of you guys. So Pfizer is the Pfizer CEO says fourth COVID vaccine doses may be needed sooner than expected due to Omicron. Now, that being said, the experts are like, well, other than it being more contagious because it's more spiky, it's got more spikes, got a lot more spikes on it. That's what I hear anyway. That it's more contagious, not really. It doesn't have the vaccine still kicks the shit out of it, but they're encouraging boosters, right?
Mm-hmm. They're talking fourth boosters now. So a lot of people haven't even gotten their third.
Right.
So I've heard that Omicron evades the vaccine, that it has
More spikes.
well, it's not the more spikes, it's that it's got more variant to it.
Well, it
All
is
right.
the Omicron variant.
Yes, it is. But I mean,
Dun, dun.
it has, I don't know how to say this.
Go.
The vaccine possibly isn't as effective against it as
But it's also like less
previous.
fatal.
It doesn't appear to be any worse.
Okay. All right. Well, according to this Pfizer CEO, he's like, yeah, you guys need more shots.
Yep.
Take them all.
More
Oh,
drugs.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to make more money.
We're gonna have to
shots.
Yeah, we're gonna have
Vaccines.
to sell more. I mean, give more shots.
Hey, if you're anti-vaccine, just look no further than these massive pharmaceutical companies pumping out as much of this stuff as they can get out, because they're not giving it away. They're giving it away to us. They're giving it away to anybody that wants it. But it's not because it's like they're not trying to kill their fan base. Like Pfizer wants you to live
Right.
and buy their medication. Dead people do not make good customers. I mean,
Right. You can't really medicate
I
dead
Googled
people.
it.
I mean,
Googled it somewhere I read.
and dead people don't generally make purchases or make purchasing decisions.
I think a well-known mathematician said that, or economist / mathematician said that, the goal is to keep your, customers alive as long as possible.
So unless Pfizer is
i.e. until
has
they
a
run out of money.
or unless they have,
Pfizer has a vested interest in saving your obese,
But-
diabetic dumbass.
no, unless they're in the embalming fluid business, in
Well,
which case,
no,
that
that's
could
Dow.
sustain them.
That's Dow.
That's Dow.
Dow, the company Dow.
Oh,
Dow Chemical.
they make embalming
I'm sure they
fluid.
do. When they practically embalm their employees.
Oh, fuck that, man!
Right
I'm
there.
gonna get cremated just to
Just
be a dick to them.
if you get cremated, this is what happens if you work at Dow your whole life and you get cremated. On the job they offer on the job cremations, I hear.
There you go.
Dow
Yeah,
Farming, yeah.
yeah. It's like a 2-for-1.
So anyway, if you think again, imagine how many people would be dying if we didn't have these vaccines that are obviously saving lives. So again, Pfizer's in it for the money. That they want you to live.
So you can buy more drugs.
Yeah. Have you seen the price of diabetes medication? I haven't.
I
don't know
have.
personally,
My
but
cat's diabetic, and it's tripled in
Oh,
the past 3
See,
months.
there you go.
I'm paying like $350 for a little vial.
Yep.
That used to cost me
Life-sustaining
99.
medication is great. They'll sell that shit up to you all day. But life-saving medication, they'll hold that back unless, like this, it threatens to make them billions of dollars.
Threatens to make them billions of dollars.
Yeah. So the CEO of Pfizer, Albert Bourla, said Wednesday that people might need a fourth, maybe even a fifth COVID-19 shot sooner than expected after preliminary research shows the new Omicron variant coming to theaters to you in 1963 can undermine protective antibodies generated by the vaccine the company developed with BioNTech.
So it sounds like they need to reformulate it for Omicron.
Well, makes sense.
Omicron.
You need the newest model. But I mean, it seems like they've got a handle on this. Like they already know too. They're just like, we're looking for this already. But again, it's like we were talking about before the show. You might have to take these boosters for the next 5 years
That's
or
just
something.
what I've
until
assumed.
this whole thing like runs its course, right? Because even the Spanish flu eventually went away.
Right.
So
Right. Because it
eventually went away.
it kills off,
people that won't get or couldn't get vaccinated or just couldn't
and
live,
then eventually the virus becomes less deadly because it wants
killed
to live.
off the people that wouldn't wear masks.
Right.
So, and some people around them too. Oh, that's no good. Anyway,
Collateral damage.
you want
Of
to carry
course.
on?
Yeah. Pfizer and biotech released results from an initial lab study Wednesday morning that showed a third shot is effective at fighting the Omicron variant, while the
Omicron
initial
variant.
two-dose vaccination series dropped significantly in its ability to protect against the new strain. However, the two-dose series likely still offers protection against getting severely sick from Omicron, the
Yeah.
company said.
Again, just stay away from people. That's what I do.
Just give me an excuse.
grow a
man.
beard. People run away from me. Vote's still out on this beard thing. It's
Really?
taking over my face.
I thought you said that the consensus
No,
was
I don't
that
know.
to keep it.
It filters out the Omicron variant, probably.
No, it's probably propagating it,
Hmm.
but you're not getting sick.
Nothing
It's
survives
just,
in here.
It's just clinging to your around your face
And I just
nozzle.
throw
and
some
then,
alcohol on my face.
there you go. Comb it through.
I did say throw
Comb it.
alcohol on my face. So more shots, the merrier, obviously.
I've still got a nasty bruise.
Don't show.
Oh, you squeamish?
No, I just think it's not a very impressive bruise.
Really?
I mean, maybe it is on a woman impressive, but there's a bruise.
Well, I should show it, and you guys can tell me.
Yeah.
Is this impressive, period? Or is it just impressive for a woman?
That's just an excuse. I actually punched her there.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you should see the other guy.
So
I got his nuts in a jar.
carry on.
Bourla noted that a preliminary study by the company was based on a synthetic lab-created copy of the variant, and more data is needed from tests against
So they
the real
3D
virus.
printed it.
So they said, let's 3D print this
This
so
is-
that it looks like we need to make another vaccine
That's right.
before everybody else.
They must be able to do that. Just like copy the shell, because that's really what it is. Like what happens is your body like attacks if it can get through the shell of the virus. If it has that little key to crack it, get inside of it, then it kills it. Then your antibodies kill it. I guess. I think that's how.
I'm not sure how that works. I know that viruses penetrate cells, and if you can make the cells impenetrable, then you can.
Is that how it works?
Well, that's what they do
I
with
thought it was
HIV.
the antibodies know now. They're like, oh, this is how
That's
we
a
kill
vaccine.
these fuckers.
That's a
Yeah,
vaccine.
what a
What they
does.
do is that it delivers a instructions to
Yeah.
your body how to create antibodies,
Yeah,
and then
body's really great.
yeah.
So when we see real world data, we'll determine if the Omicron is well covered by the third dose and for how long. And the second point I think we'll need is a fourth dose. Of course, the CEO's like, as he's buying up massive amounts of his own company.
Right.
Oh my God, he's gonna make a shit ton of money.
He talked to CNBC's Squawk Box. That's a nice name.
Yeah, there you go. Is that a bird thing?
Yeah. I think they call the TV that. That's what my
Oh.
grandfather used to call it. The Squawk Box.
He had to start up it was gas powered.
Yeah. Yeah. Back in his day.
Back
Back
in
in
his-
my day. Back in my day. Bourla previously projected that a fourth shot would be needed 12 months after the third dose.
Yeah, he's like,
When am I going to buy that next vacation
I
home?
need a new yacht.
With Omicron, we need to wait and see because we have very little information. We may need it faster, he said.
Well, I mean, yeah, they can just keep pumping it out. They're already figuring out how to make it like so that each vial has like 25 doses instead of like whatever in the beginning they weren't. I mean, just they. This is what happens when you hear that being on a war footing,
Hmm.
right? Like, so we basically, we ran out of toilet paper, so we went on like a war footing and like attacked that problem. You know,
Yeah,
damn Democrats.
that was
Those Democrats
weird.
got in the way of our toilet paper. But no, when they went on war footing, like the amount that the idea that we can pump out enough vaccine just like that, and then we can take them all and say that they're all ours. We're not going to give them away to anybody else. It's like you should take every vaccine that somebody refuses and give it to somebody that they hate, like a Muslim person or brown person. I mean, I don't know a lot of people. I guess if they're religious, like some people I've met that were like sort of not. I don't know. There's some still that like people, young people out there. I mean, I guess they're young. I don't know, but they're like, I'm not. I don't really trust the vaccine. It's just like, dude, how can you not? Like, it's just not. Don't even listen to anybody, experts or anything like that. Like, ask people you personally know as doctors about the efficacy of it. If you happen to know somebody that's a doctor. But don't listen
I
to
still
this
haven't
bullshit.
asked my
'Cause
nephew.
they're like, you don't know, you don't know.
I haven't
Right.
asked my nephew yet at what point in medical school they tell you about the conspiracy, because they would have to tell you at some
Right,
point.
right. Yeah.
And then
It's right after you work your ass nearly to death.
and then do
as
they
a-
give
as
you
an
the information
intern,
in a
more or
fever
less.
dream or something when you're sleeping in the middle of your
No, in this
residency?
case, you can actually follow the money. It's like they're just like, imagine if 10 million of their customers died, and that's what they stood to lose. Remember, they first called it the boomer doomer, that it was going to come out of nowhere and just wipe out a whole generation of people, these old people who are on all kinds of medication that is supplied by Pfizer. Pfizer's like, oh, we can't have that.
Can't have them dying.
Let's call these Germans over there at BioNTech and get their asses on the case, right? We got it. So follow the money, and it's not like they didn't get paid for it.
Right.
They got paid
Right.
by taxes, by you,
Yeah.
not the CEO of BioNTech.
That reminds me that
Pfizer
we didn't
paid them.
report on Joe Manchin in the last segment, but
Oh.
he was railing on about how the government has already given so much money to the people because of COVID. We can't be giving them any more.
Well, that was very
Is-
nice of him to.
Is referring to the child tax credit
Oh
that's
my
about to
God.
expire.
Yeah, I mean, he made that money, right? Dude, you're just giving us our money back. We've said that on the show since day one. Give us our fucking money back. You guys aren't representing us. The government at large.
Yeah, we have such a bad attitude about taxes in this country because we don't get shit for them.
Yeah, because
Now we
because
are.
the super wealthy aren't paying their share. But it's like, but still, it's your neighbors that are paying those taxes, that are paying for this vaccination rollout. And again, you see people in the higher ups in government or up in government dying of this shit too. So it's like and now all the shit that's coming out about Trump, about how he could barely lift a briefcase and like just that
And he
was-
tested positive the day before the debate.
maybe he was trying to kill Joe Biden.
No, he just didn't want to admit
Yeah,
he had it, and
right.
he didn't want to not debate him because it would make him look weak. It's just like he didn't want Mike Pence in charge while he had his colonoscopy, so he did it without anesthesia. Of course, he probably liked having the tube rammed up his rectum, but that's such the obvious joke.
I wouldn't have gone there.
Right. No, you wouldn't have gone
That's
there.
in the fourth segment. That's where we're going.
Oh, that is where we're going in the fourth segment. We're going up the butthole in the fourth segment.
So yeah, thanks a lot, COVID, for making shit tons of money for Pfizer, because I mean you were coming along anyway. It's just
I'm wondering,
saved us from the China
when I
virus.
think about paranoia about vaccines, doesn't anybody look at the flip side and see, well, I can take a chance on this unknown thing, but like in my case, I'm in my 50s, and it's like, how much longer am I going to live anyway? So if they're injecting me with something that is undesirable, is it going to
No,
kill me before the
they
virus
killed
would?
you with cancer like 3 decades ago.
Yeah, yeah. That my DNA is already
Or-
marked,
yeah.
and
When you were in asbestos lined school,
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've got
at
sleeper
least you didn't
cancer
burn.
cells,
You
sleeper
weren't-
cancer cells in me
Exactly.
right now. So
Exactly. We all do.
ovarian
They're
cancer
going
is
to take
coming.
you down anyway. Yeah. So there's a lot easier ways. Lead piping that runs your water and shit like that. That can be a thing too. But anyway,
But they're not trying to kill you with that stuff.
Pfizer
It's
is not
just
Pfizer's
cheap
not
cutting
evil.
corners.
They're not Pfizer is evil for a lot of reasons, but they're just like, I mean, how much of it is their bottom line and how much of it is them just like going, hey, we need to save these people. We'll look like heroes and people will buy our medication more, or something, and,
Right.
and we're saving a lot of lives of people that would probably die like 100 years ago if this shit came around and
Mhm.
transforming the way it has.
Mhm.
If we didn't have vaccines, man, fucking shit ton of people dead for show.
Yeah.
I mean, what would I know? I only predicted 250,000 dead in the first year.
You also predicted it
I
would be
was
over in
way off.
2022, March of
I
2022.
said March of 2022 is,
And that was your
no,
pessimistic.
yeah, they said when things are going to go back to normal, and I said March of 2022.
You said March of 2022. That was in 2020. You
Yeah.
said that. Yeah.
Oops. I hate being right. Also, kind of like had some help, but kind of was
It's
like,
a good thing you're not right very often.
I was kind of like, I think there's going to be like a really big pandemic. Like it was rattling around in my mind because of what somebody said on a radio.
Kelly
show.
on
On a
Free
radio,
Beer and
yeah,
Hot Wings.
on a radio show, you just said that, and I went. Anyway, so much for 2021 being a good year.
It was better than 2020, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
not for
so,
you.
Yeah, so
but-
things going back to normal, never.
Never. Yeah.
I
Not
kind
in
of
our
said
lifetime.
That. Not yeah, but maybe in the next couple like decade or so, like people won't have to be taking vaccines for this particular thing because it'll have run its course, and maybe we'll get out in front of it. Who knows? Anyway, thanks Pfizer. Thanks COVID.
Thank you.
This
Like,
is-
share, subscribe.
Hit the bell. This is brought to you by San Juan Slingshots.
Yep. I got my
Okay.
slingshots coming in 2 days.
Tomorrow. Today's
No.
Thursday.
What?
Today's Thursday.
Today's Thursday.
Oh, that's
Anna's
right.
coming
Saturday.
home Saturday.
I thought it was Friday.
No, Saturday.
Okay. Well,
What? You were
shows you how
planning on
much I
Anna
pay
coming?
attention.
But you were just talking about cleaning the house tomorrow for her to come home on Saturday.
No, to come home Friday night. She's come home late Friday night.
I thought she was coming home Saturday. Oh,
Fine,
you know
anyway,
what?
whatever.
You may be right.
Yeah. Who knows?
We'll find out.
After
Anyway,
these
I will be
messages.
getting my pink and red slingshots.
All right, we're going to talk about some filthy shit in the next segment. So,
Literally.
yep, stay tuned. This is Nothing Yet Live.